Dave, it was a pleasure to meet you at Hello Future Live, but you have some important infrastructure that you're building that has caught the eye of the HBAR Foundation. Can you explain what Taekion is and what's your vision for it?
Yeah, thanks, Brandon. Yeah, so Tachon was launched to build a platform for trusted data in the era of decentralized systems and artificial intelligence. My background is I have a master's degree in engineering and I specialize in artificial intelligence. So I built one of the world's first intelligent agent based software platforms to manage things like smart cities and smart grids, and had a pretty successful career in that area. And then when I launched Tachyon, I was very concerned about the data, how to protect data in the era of Web3 and AI. And so we decided to build a network. Essentially, the network is designed to provide a service that keeps data safe, tamper resistant, verifiable, and trusted over the system's life cycle. So our vision is to become the secure Dropbox, if you will, for critical data, and eventually a safe network for any data, including digital assets and the entire evolving metaverse. So we were seed funded by some pretty prestigious organizations, went through a lot of due diligence to get our funding, but that including Department of Defense, U.S. Air Force, Department of Energy, and more recently the National Science Foundation and their distributed consensus group. So that's sort of the vision. Now the problem that we're solving really is there's two different aspects. There's the large enterprise mission critical, and then there's the stuff within Web3, and it's for us it's all critical. But the issue is that a cost of a data breach for a large organization can be $9 million per data breach, is up to 400 million. For a small business or someone who's launching a small business, a data breach, the cost isn't the issue. You can actually go out of business. So within critical infrastructure, data integrity, the risk for in mission and critical, life critical things, as you can imagine, electric grids, autonomous vehicles, AI, machine learning, data poisoning, it's a real issue. So the current approach is in terms of just cloud storage and the distributed systems like file chain are subject to data breaches. You can't get complete file immutability. You can't have availability guarantees, and you don't really get end-to-end encryption unless it's very difficult to do that. So we've sort of solved all of those issues, and the Tachyon network again was built to protect critical data using blockchain DLT technology natively. We integrate with Hedera, of course. We protect the entire data set on chain. What does that mean? Well, it means we put all the data and all the metadata on an actual blockchain, and then we use Hedera for consensus. So we're providing tamper resistance, immutability, and built-in backup and recovery, all the things that you can do with any other data storage platform. So in the future, all of this is patented. We have the enterprise version ready on Amazon Web Services and Google Cloud. You can download open source chain code. It's built on Hyperledger Sawtooth. It's got dynamic consensus. You can also download and integrate Hedera consensus now with Sawtooth because we built that. And then we have future optimizations. We can protect the entire end-to-end lifecycle of data because we have a very sophisticated patent called rotating packet services. I won't get into, but essentially it protects the data at wire speed from the time it's collected to the time it's actually moving around the internet. So again, markets, enterprise, critical infrastructure, defense, telecom, fintech, autonomous systems, and then of course crypto and Web3. So our current beta that we're working on now, that's available as we speak at beta.tachyon.com, and at the end, of anyone that wants to become part of our beta can certainly join. It's very easy. Google Chrome browser, all you have to do is just drag and drop and connect your Hashpack wallet, and you can, in very, very short order, you've got your data protected permanently and very securely.
So, Dave, that was really well covered, but can you do a little bit deeper dive into some of the features you offer for Hedera builders and why it's useful?
Sure. So for Web3, it's very simple. Of course, we're launching our own Taekion public chain in 2024 with a token mint, but the tools that were available to anybody that wants to integrate are an API that's under development that someone like Hashpack or Citadel or any of these wallet providers or the DeFi community or anybody that has an NFT marketplace can simply call our API, and if their customers are buying NFTs or want to store their personal data or whatever, they can do it through a simple API. So it's a very simple interface. The other tools that are available are, of course, we have browser extensions and we have web interfaces, and we're open sourcing most of that. So if someone wants to integrate that into their own application, they can certainly call us and work with us on those things. If you are a very large enterprise, of course, we have our entire chain is open source. It's Hyperledger chain code. It's a long-term support version that we've worked on for 3 years. The Hedera consensus service integration is an open source stack that can be downloaded and can be used to integrate with some of the Hyperledger projects that weren't supported initially. And that whole chain code and all of that stuff can be downloaded on Amazon Web Services as we speak.
Fantastic. So one more question. Why did you choose to focus on the Hedera ecosystem?
Good. Well, so I was looking, when I built Tachon, I was looking for literally, I wasn't looking to get into crypto to buy tokens. I was looking to get into crypto to use it as an infrastructure to build my platform on, because we are working with some pretty sophisticated entities. And so I looked at them all. I looked at Ethereum. I looked at, of course, you don't look at Bitcoin because it's too expensive. But I looked at IOTA. In fact, I was an advisor to IOTA. And then I met Manson Lehman in 2017, and the light just went off and said, "Oh my God, this is it." And so we waited, and we were very patient about when we were going to do our integration. But there's that aspect, and then I've been very involved in the Hedera community, a little bit in the background, but I've been really helping to fight FUD and really kind of help the community along. And I was on the circuit speaking a lot about Hedera in 2017, 2018 timeframe. So I knew in my heart that as soon as I talked to Lehman and Mance, I was like, okay, these guys have figured it out. There's nothing better on the market. And so I chose Hedera. And then we had to figure out how we're going to use the distributed consensus, because when we were working with the National Science Foundation, we developed actually our own asynchronous Byzantine fault-tolerant consensus mechanism. Not many people know this, but we evaluated all of the different ones that were available, including Microsoft and Honey Badger and all the ones that are out there, and realized that, wow, it would just take a lot of time and energy and capital to build our own. And I said, okay, there's the magic. We can just integrate with Hedera. You have a cryptographic hash now on the public Hedera network, which is global, and then you've got your data protected on our network. And so you've got multiple levels of redundancy. And so that's why we chose it. And I love the Hedera community. I love the HBARbarians. And we decided with our light version that we've launched in this beta that we want to just really support people who want to store digital assets or anything related to digital assets or the metaverse, and really just focus on the Hedera community. And then once we're successful within the Hedera community, then we may branch out to other chains.
It's so good to hear the path into an ecosystem like that, and your story is certainly a good one. So I know you mentioned this real quick in the middle, but where can developers find you if they're interested in using your services?
Sure. I mean, they can find me on at Taekion tweet on Twitter and ask questions there, or send me a personal message, info@taekion.com as an email, or just go to taekion.com. Also, if you're interested in the beta, you can believe you can send an email to beta@taekion.com.
Well, Dave, it was great hearing your path into the space. Thank you so much for coming on today, and good luck.
Thank you, Brandon. It was great being on your show.
I'm now posting these interviews of Hedera builders independently to my channel. The community, influencers, and media outlets are free to use this content to spread the word on what's being built on Hedera. Once they're all uploaded, you'll be able to go to my channel and search for whatever topic or team you're interested in to find more information. Or you'll be able to get the most recent Hedera news by watching the latest HBAR Weekly Update. So check them out.